So I used to have a lot of problems when it came to focusing during Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So just seeing my coach demonstrate the move, I couldn't focus at all. Like I couldn't focus on any of the movements that he was showing. And this really pissed me off, man. I'm not gonna lie, this really pissed me off. And it got really frustrating and it got to the point where I thought I was just stupid. Like, why can't I focus at all? Like, come on, man, like what's going on with me? So I kind of did some research into myself, and there were pretty much three things that I fixed with myself so that I could focus a lot better when it came to jiu-jitsu and just not look like a fucking dummy. Like that's how I pretty much was when it just came to like just seeing my coach demonstrate the move. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So look, you don't need pre-workout, you don't need lion's mane, you don't need weed, you don't need any of this garbage. You don't need any special fucking product to fix up your brain. There's literally a couple of bad habits that you do that you can fix up, bro, so easily. And it will literally increase your focus by like 10 times. You don't need any special fucking drugs or any shit. Just listen to me. These are the three things that I changed to help me focus. So the first thing was to include meditation during my days. So I started to meditate like pretty much a year ago, and let me tell you, man, it has helped me so much when it comes to really just focusing on something. When you meditate, it's like it helps clear out the brain fog that you have. So for example, first thing when I wake up in the morning, I have a lot of racing thoughts. But when I, just get up and I go downstairs and I open up Medito, which is an app that helps out with meditation, and I do that for like 5 minutes, it really helps to just calm my nerves and just straighten out my brain so that I'm able to focus on the deep work that I have in the morning. And I try to meditate as well too before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because also too, it just helps straighten out my brain. I have a lot of racing thoughts, especially later on in the day. So to really just meditate and calm myself down really helps me out. So yeah, first thing I would highly recommend is download the app called Medito and try to meditate for, just 5 minutes. You don't gotta go crazy and meditate for like 10, 20, 30 minutes a day. Just try to meditate at least 5 minutes during the day. It can be any part of the day. It doesn't have to be before practice. It could be first thing in the morning or right before you go to bed. It doesn't matter. Now, the second thing that I changed was going to class almost on an empty stomach. So I used to go into class kind of before class, just like eating a bunch of carbs or like heavy foods. So like, for example, before class, I would eat pasta, or I would eat like a steak with mashed potatoes. And when you eat heavy like that, man, and you come to class, bro, you just feel so lethargic. You can't focus. You feel tired, and your stomach is holding you back. And especially when it comes to sparring, dude, it's game over. You feel like you want to fucking throw up. So something that I would really recommend. So for example, I have class at 8 o'clock. So I really try like at least even like 3 hours before then, try not to eat anything. I would much rather go to class on an empty stomach and feel a little bit hungry than to go to class on a full stomach and feel like I'm about to throw up. And you won't get that lethargic feeling. So definitely at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to class, really make sure you're not eating anything. Now, the third and final thing, now this is going to be really, really difficult, but it's just to use your phone less during the day. So I really try my best not to use my phone first thing in the morning, because when I just wake up and I scroll on my phone right away, it's like my brain points go down and I just can't focus. Like, I have that urge to just go back on my phone every 5 minutes and check Instagram. And that's really not good. So I'm not going to recommend dopamine detox or any other bullshit. I'm just going to tell you, for example, something that I was doing a lot was during work. So usually I work like 7-8 hour shifts, but what I would do was during work when I'm outside getting carts, I would check my phone. And I really made the habit of just when I'm working the whole time, just not to use my phone at all. And for example, when it's like I have my lunch, when I'm eating, I try not to use my phone. So that's another thing too. When I try to have food, when I'm eating, I just try not to use my phone at all. Also, as well, if it's like midday and it's like 3 o'clock p.m., I don't really have that much to do. I've gotten all the work that I need to get done in the morning, but I don't really want to use my phone like that. I really try my best instead to just like either I go on my computer, watch a podcast, or I just read a book. And you'll notice when you start to use your phone less and less, your mind kind of gets less cluttered and you're able to focus more during jujitsu, especially if you don't use your phone before jujitsu. So maybe like an hour before, just read a book. Actually, I think that's really that's something I just came up with. Yeah, just an hour before jujitsu, read a book. Don't scroll on your phone. Don't binge on YouTube. Nah, just read a book right before then, and I think that will really help you out. But yeah, just try to use your phone less during the day. For example, like I said, when it comes to the morning, try not to use your phone for at least like 2, even if you can get yourself to not use your phone for like 3 hours, the first 3 hours that you wake up. I mean, that's incredible. Or, if you're working like your 9 to 5, try not to use your phone like in between times where you don't have really much to do. So I'll give you a base limit. Try not to use your phone for at least like no more than 2 hours a day. So that's pretty reasonable because I know a lot of us, we like to use our phone sometimes to call a friend, or even we, still use our phones fairly productively sometimes. So I think 2 hours using your phone for, no more than 2 hours, I think that's fairly reasonable. And honestly, that's pretty achievable too. So yeah, man, I hope all 3 of these tips, they end up working out for you. Now, when it comes to really just having trouble with focusing, like you literally can't get yourself to focus, not even with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but with anything in general when it comes to doing work or whatever, I would highly recommend, man, you book a call with me and the link below, because I want to help you out, my boy, and I understand how difficult it is to really focus, especially in today's society when there's so many social medias to use and there's so many distractions. So I really want to help you out, bro. So book a call with me in the description below and let's get started, man. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe, and remember, my boys, stay active, stay busy, and most of all, stay hungry.